Welcome back to MQ Plus, everyone. On this channel, I'm 100%ing Breath of the Wild by a bit every day until the sequel, Tears of the Kingdom, comes out, which is today in 70 days. I have prepared a little bit, I will admit. Usually I record everything here, but I didn't want to waste much more time just cooking meals. That's exactly what I did. I cooked a bunch of heart and stamina meals. That's usually all, and I also prepared marking the Korok seeds that I want to get today, because I had already completed a bunch here in Mount Satori, so we're going to be getting the ones that I'm missing. And while I'm doing that, I picked out a topic that sounds really stupid. I'm going to be ranking the vehicles in Tears of the Kingdom. Now, how could I possibly do that? Tears of the Kingdom is not out for another 70 days. Well, I really can't, but I've been a little bit out of content on this channel recently. These times happen sometimes, especially if there's no official news about Tears of the Kingdom. First of all, the leaks have made things harder to talk about. I talked about this in the past. Actually, a lot of you do want to hear my take on the leaks, and I thought about this. I'm going to be doing a Discord stream about the leaks that I will be announcing in there. I'm going to post my... Oh, damn. I feel like the Blood Moon always hits so different now. When I play this game. Obviously. After the recent Tears of the Kingdom trailer. I'm going to be doing a stream where I'm going to discuss the leaks, my opinions on them, not as actually discuss. It's not going to be like an open discussion where we all come together and give our thoughts. I think that would be chaotic. Again, instead, I'm doing a video, not a video, a kind of like a presentation type Discord stream. I'm going to link the Discord below where I'll give you my opinion, because it seems like a lot of you do want to hear about my opinion on the leaks. And that's what I'm going to be doing there. So join the Discord, you'll hear about it then. But I thought as a speedrunner, I can actually kind of rank the vehicles that we officially know from Tears of the Kingdom already. A little bit already. Maybe not so much casually, but definitely in terms of speedrunning, because casually we don't really know their full capabilities yet and how important these vehicles even are. But what even are the vehicles? I'm going to go over them one by one. We're going to start with the most obvious one, the car. The car has appeared in the most recent official Tears of the Kingdom trailer. It, I will say, is the worst of the 4 vehicles that I'm going to be talking about. It looks extremely gimmicky, very funny. I can't deny that. It looks like a super fun idea to have a literal car driving across Hyrule. I actually went back to some previous Tears of the Kingdom trailers. And if you go to some of the shots from those Sky Islands, it literally looks like some of them have like legit roads on them. So I wonder if there's more cars. I wonder if you can actually get hit by a car in Tears of the Kingdom. There's like an enemy. That would be absolutely ridiculous. So the car looks slow. It honestly looks as slow, if not slower, than the motorcycle in this game, which I feel like a lot of people haven't used that much. Like, it was like cool for a while, jumping around, driving around Hyrule. Some people like it more than horses, but it's literally slower than a 5-speed horse. So it's actually not as commonly used as horses. Also, I'm trying to find this apple Korok here. I know the Blood Moon is approaching. Trying to find this apple Korok here, which I remember in speedruns can be awful. There's this apple offerings place here that can be extremely tedious to find. Hopefully I'll eventually find it. I did mark it on the map here, but I don't think I marked it accurately. I kind of just put a stamp where I think it is. Let's see. We can get this Korok already. That's another one that was on my list. And technically with my memory, the other apple offering should be behind me, but we'll see. Now, again, the car looks gimmicky slow. It looks like, honestly, it would fall apart from a single crash. I don't know if that's necessarily true. That's something we're gonna have to see. I'm just not surprised. I'm just not, like, surprised is the wrong word. I'm not convinced that the car is something that I'm going to be using. It honestly, again, oh, see, it's regular hidden. It just looks like a gimmick to me. I'm sorry. It looks funny, and maybe it's going to be able to, like, attack. And it looks like you might even be able to, I don't know, there's so much space on there. I don't know. The car just looks bad. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to be convinced more before I really believe in car supremacy. Right now, I think the car is the worst out of the vehicles that we've seen. However, let's go to the next vehicle on my list, and that's going to be the balloon. The hot air balloon. Now, the hot air balloon to some people might actually seem like the most boring one because it moves very slow. Additionally, if you know speedrunning tricks, going to some place up high doesn't seem too hard to do. If you know how to use wind bombs, you know Rivali's scale. But listen, both of those are probably gone. There probably won't be Rivali Scale. There probably won't be Wind Bombs. Additionally, even everything aside, all of the speed tech aside, in Breath of the Wild speedrunning, we always had a huge issue having tricks that allow us to just go straight up vertical. We had tricks that get us forward really quickly, the BLSS, the slide, but it doesn't get any vertical momentum. Like, just going straight up really fast is something that we don't know we can't do. We can't do in speedruns. The hot air balloon doesn't look like it would be very fast, but it does actually fulfill an interesting niche. Now, the one thing I'm confused about is we've already seen shots of Link traveling upwards, seemingly, from the ground through the Sky Islands in kind of like a seamless jumping motion. So I am a little bit concerned that, again, the hot air balloon is kind of gimmicky, mostly for exploration, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It sounds cool, but I feel like I would get bored rather quickly. Again, I'm a speedrunner, so I have like no patience, which is, again, why the hot air balloon is only the second place for me here. In terms of the vehicles I want to talk about. If you don't mind a little bit of a more, you know, chill method of getting horizontal height, maybe that's exactly what you were wishing for. And I think the hot air balloon does have some potential, which is why it's not in the last place, but it's only in rank 3 for me. Now, rank 2 is a vehicle, hi Farosh, that some of you may have forgotten already, because it was actually not in the most recent trailer where we kind of got more of a overview of all of these vehicles even being a thing in the game. It was in the previous trailer, and I'm talking about the huge paraglider. Now, the huge paraglider actually looked pretty useful. It looked like it was moving relatively quickly through the skies, and as soon as I saw that big paraglider type thing, I thought, okay, so the developers are aware that most people that play Tears of the Kingdom have played Breath of the Wild, and they are probably, they probably already know the overworld quite well. Oh god, I'm choking. And they all probably know the overworld quite well, so why don't we give them a way to traverse Hyrule quickly? And that's exactly what the big paraglider looked good at. It looked like we wouldn't need to consume any stamina. It looked like it was flying in relatively solid speeds. I don't know if it could go up and down, or if it could just glide slowly descending, kind of like the paraglider, maybe a little bit faster. But that seems pretty useful. Again, I'm approaching this from a perspective where speed strategies are basically completely gone. I'm still very sure that most, if not all, movement tech, like this one here, right, with the wind bomb, that big glider would be completely useless. But I'm just approaching it from a perspective where I really think it's not gonna be there anymore. And if that's the case, then suddenly that big glider becomes a lot more interesting. Now, number one, and that might be to no surprise, is gonna be the flying machine. Now, what is the flying machine? It's basically the floating raft that we saw, that Link was controlling. Unironically, there is, even in Breath of the Wild speedrunning right now, sometimes there is an argument to go for the flying machine glitch, which uses the two minecarts together. Wind bombs have made that much less used, like basically almost never, right? But sometimes there's just this specific situation where you need to get a lot of height. A great example is the All Lionel speedrun. The fastest route for the All Lionel speedrun before the BLSS, the slide, would actually go to Hyrule Castle, kill the Lionels there, and build a flying machine using a metal box and a minecart. Sections like killing the Lionel over here at the Illumini Plateau, and then flying all the way up to the Gerudo Canyon to kill the Lionel here and at the big sword. This is exactly where Flying Machine excels. I talked about it before. The hot air balloon is interesting because it allows players to get lots of height, which even with every speed tech that I am aware of in this game after almost 6 years is not really a thing. So the flying machine in this game already had great purpose, had great usability, and if they actually made a flying machine in Tears of the Kingdom that is supposed to work that way, you are supposed to use it as a flying machine. I think it has great potential, because not only, again, does it give you height, but it should also be moving relatively quickly horizontally. And that's just something that we don't really have in this game. So I'm actually looking forward to how good the flying machine there really will be. I don't know what the official name is going to be, floating raft, whatever. What time is it that the Starnox is still awake? Something that I was always wondering in this game, what I always thought was really odd, is like, look, Like this is how Breath of the Wild looks like at 3 a.m. I don't know how Hyrule works. I don't know if there's actually any lore implications. Okay, he just died or went back to bed. But that's always crazy to me. Where did he go? He just completely went underground. Okay, that was always crazy to me. The sun rises like extremely early in this game. Also, I think I finally found the spot I was looking for. I'm looking for this boulder. There it is. Was a little trick, if you're interested. Cool way to do these boulders. If you have the Rook's Protection, hold ZL, so the Rook's Protection. Jump, and when you jump, drop up, like you keep holding ZL, and basically, just do that, right? You just, you just drop a bomb, immediately exploded. I actually made a little bit of a mistake there. One trick that you can do there is you can in fact let go of the Rook's Protection, get the same effect without actually using up your Rook's Protection. That can be quite interesting. Let's see, I might not even get this shot in, and I can try it, I can show it to you again. Okay, I did end up getting it, but I still want to show you what I mean. I got kind of confused. I don't really do 100% speedruns anymore, but I like giving little small information bits in these videos. So the Rook's Protection, like this, right? I jump, let go of the Rook's Protection, drop the bomb, instantly exploded. You push these boulders really efficiently. Anyway, these Koroks are now complete. Let me delete my stems. Why do I have this stamp? Okay, sorry, I already completed it. I just want to make sure that I'm not forgetting anything. That's the entire point of them. Okay, and now we go all the way over here as far as I can tell. Yep. Hopefully I won't hit this tree. Nice. The Koroks down here, I already have all completed. I double checked. We're going over to these trees. But yeah, that's pretty much my rating. I think the Flying Raft definitely has the highest potential. It depends on how easy it is to control the flying machine, especially the fast version of it. What does fast version mean? Fast version means minecart plus metal box. Why is it even fast? That's because you can get that version easily built together in Hyrule Castle, which is a location that you already want to visit in speedruns anyway. So if it's easy to control, that thing looks really good and might actually have speedrunning potential. I heard this concern a bunch of times and I share this concern. I do really hope that the vehicles are just that. They're kind of like a nice little gimmick that they offer players to move around in the overworld, and they're not like a central part of the game, because I do think that there's a pretty big chance that they will become completely obsolete once we found our first speedrun tech. But we're gonna have to wait and see. I'm actually, there's a pretty good chance that Tears of the Kingdom will be a pretty polished game. I'm very sure it's still gonna be broken. There will be glitches that can be used for speedrunning. That has just always been a thing in these more recent Nintendo games. But again, I think they had a lot of work done on this game to remove things that are potentially a little bit too broken. And in Tears of the Kingdom, that might show up. That might show that they've really polished it very well. Okay, let me just briefly focus on these last Korok seeds in this area. I think I said yesterday my goal today was going to be to reach 80%, which I won't quite reach, I think. Actually, I don't know. It's like 6 or 7 more Korok seeds and then the shrine. So let's check it out. Because again, 70 days today until Tears of the Kingdom would be quite fitting to hit the 80% mark in that same recording. Even though we're not necessarily crossing numbers again. It's close enough. Also, it's March, which means we are basically approaching the last 2 months until the game comes out. I am curious if there will be any more official Nintendo announcement. I think more frequently now we see some of the Nintendo accounts tweet little Tears of the Kingdom trailer images and kind of make some remarks about the game, which makes sense. The marketing is now officially begun more aggressively. That sounds like a very negative word, but you know what I mean. And I'm still very curious about the previously leaked, and this is not a story spoiler or like a art book leak thing, but there was a previously leaked Nintendo Switch OLED edition. There's also been recently some talks about potential new Switch models. I feel like those talks are literally always there though. like tell me of a time where there were no Switch Pro rumors. But apparently more recently there was this thread about somebody working on the Pokemon DLC, also talking about potential Switch hardware updates. But I mean, we've seen those rumors so many times, which is making me a little bit concerned though. I kind of want to wait a little bit, because buying a Switch OLED like now and then actual new Switch models dropping, I guess that's always going to be a risk. I do think that OLED Switch with the Tears of the Kingdom style that was previously leaked looks pretty cool and is something I'm personally interested in. I wonder if that's even something they will officially announce, or if they just randomly will put out a tweet like, yo, this is the Nintendo... I think they might just put out a tweet. Yo, you can get this Switch. I don't think they need like an actual trailer for that. Maybe there is like a video to go with it, and maybe there's like a little YouTube video announcement. But I honestly think that's all they need to do for the special edition Switch models. Okay, the last Korok seed I planned for today is the one on the cliff here. I'm gonna get this and then make my way to the shrine. And then we'll be at like 79.5%, so pretty close to 80. That's good enough for me. This recording is already 16 minutes long, so we're gonna get close to 17. And I kind of only talked about the vehicles for like half the time. I was mostly focused on making progress, but to be fair, that's the point. Not only is this a channel where I rant and entertain you guys, but it's also meant to 100% our Breath of the Wild map, which we are getting once again closer to. Let me do this wind bump over here to the Kaokeo Shrine, which should count as another 0.8%. Really? I'm just very confused. I guess that's like too far off. I thought I perfectly aimed northern, but I guess this would be perfectly aiming northern. So this should work out. Shrine is under the slab. I will get this location and I'll see you guys tomorrow at this exact spot. I will map out the next Korok seeds we're going to be getting. Thank you for watching once again. Let me know if you have any early thoughts on the Tears of the Kingdom vehicles. And as always, I'm taking video ideas or rant ideas because, again, I've been doing these videos for 150 days. Thank you for watching, though. 79.65%. Tears of the Kingdom out in 69 days tomorrow. And with that, I'm just going to say, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Nice.